Hello and welcome to the Cozy Meadow Knits podcast. This is episode 35. My name is Sophie and I am coming to you from the east coast of Canada in the province of New Brunswick, where I live with my husband and our two children, and I am an obsessed knitter. I am not an expert knitter, but an obsessed knitter. I want to knit all the things, and this is a space where I share all my recent makes and my current whips and all of the dream knitting. And I'm so happy to be here with you guys. If you are new, welcome, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend with me. I am truly honored. So it's been a little bit since I have last podcasted. My last episode was a little vlog, and I think the episode before, I think it was in October. So it's been a minute. So I have lots of finished objects. I've got some mittens, some socks, a cardigan that's not finished but in the works. And I am surrounded by yarn here. That's why I'm looking down. You can find me on Ravelry as Cozy Meadow Knits and on Instagram as well. And I do also have an email. Everything that I will be talking and mentioning, yarn dyers, makers, patterns, projects, I will link all of that below. So I guess we can get into it. I hope you're cozy and you have a nice project to work on, and I guess let's get into it. Today I love this mug. I am drinking some water because it is 7 o'clock. It's probably a little bit past 7 now at night. This is why I might have some weird lighting going on. I have the house to myself, guys. This never, ever happens. So I am taking full advantage of it. My daughter is working and my husband is at a hockey practice with my son. Today we are Tuesday, November 26th. And yeah, so it's nighttime, and I'm taking full advantage to talk about yarn. It's been a minute and I have been wanting to record for a little bit. So I'm drinking water. Also, I had a cold 2 weeks ago, so hopefully my voice is okay for the whole episode. All right, let's get started. Today, I guess I can talk about what I'm wearing just very quickly. This is not a finished object, not a recent finished object. I've talked about this sweater before in the past. I think I've had it for about a year. It's one of my favorite sweaters. I wear this one a lot, and it's called the Wilfreda sweater. Not sure if I'm saying that correctly. I don't know if it's Wilfreda or Wilfreda, but it is this sweater. I love it. So I will put the designer's name below because I forget what it is, and I didn't put it in my notes. I'm a hot mess. This is a sweater that is knit top down, and it is a yoke sweater, and it has this I can't stand up. I am in PJ pants and I've got fiber flowing. So I'm just going to show you guys like this. Maybe go like this. Maybe that should be my thumbnail. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad like I'm among friends and I can like joke like this because I'd be totally embarrassed if not. Okay, so beautiful yoke. It has one row that is cabled. I absolutely love it. It is a very well written pattern. It is knit in DK. I knit it with a strand of fingering weight yarn and a strand of mohair, both by Sedness Garn. All of the details are in my project page, and it has a high-low hem as well. The rest of the body is stockinette, and I think that's it. I am wearing this for a specific purpose. I am planning to cast on another one. This is how much I love the sweater. And I'll talk about that more later. So, excuse me. So that is what I'm wearing today. So the first project, finished object that I am going to show you is a pair of mittens. These are the Lift Me Up mittens by Manon Drolet, who is also known as La Violette Knits. And this is her second mitten pattern that I tested this pattern in September, and I loved it so much that I wanted to cast on a second pair. They are a really fast knit. The pattern now is out on Ravelry. And yeah, so it's a very quick knit as well. So these are the mittens. I have two. That's the other one. So yeah, a lovely pair of mittens. These are going to be gifted. I am not quite sure to whom yet, but it will be a gift for Christmas. And I just love this pattern. It has a really nice flower. I'm not sure if it's a dandelion stitch or but it's some sort of flower stitch. It is not complicated to do. There is a video tutorial that Manon did as well that is included in the pattern. And yeah, so this is the mitten. The pattern is for a DK weight to a light worsted weight yarn. I made the size small. There are two sizes. And yeah, so I used, for this pair, for my first pair, I had used a strand of fingering and a strand of mohair for the mitten, and they turned out really light and fluffy and super cute. Absolutely love them. I had an advent calendar last year with a lot of yarn, and I have a lot of yarn left over, and I decided to hold 2 strands of fingering weight yarn to create this pair of mittens, and I absolutely love it. They're so squishy. They're so squishy, and they're going to be pretty warm. So yeah, okay. So the amount of yarn that I used 81. I think I'm just gonna look at my notes here. Oh yeah, I did the size 1, and yeah, so 81 grams is what I used for this pair of mittens. So the yarn that I held double is, I have one here, where's the other one? I'm sorry. I can't find the other one. Oh, it's right there. Sorry. Okay, so I had a 50-gram skein of this yarn, and I had a 50-gram skein of this color as well. The yarn advent calendar was by Jenny Keene. So this is what I had. So I mixed those two. I held 1 strand of each together to knit these mittens. Now the way that it starts, you start with a rolled hem, you cast on, and then you do a rolled hem, which is very simple, and then you knit the cuff, and then you knit on the mitten. One modification that I did wasn't really intentional at first. In the cuff, in the pattern, if you see here, there are little cables throughout the ribbing, and there's supposed to be 4 repeats. So there's supposed to be 4 little cables in the ribbing. So I was knitting and I completely forgot to cable. So what I decided to do is I went halfway through my rib, and then I put one of the cables there, and then I continued on and just knit the ribbing. And so I only have 1 cable going through, and I still think it's cute. Yeah, I really like it. And it, like I said, it's a quick knit, and I really recommend the, if you do have like a skein of fingering weight yarn, like a 100-gram skein that is special and you're not quite sure what to do with, you could split that and have 2 50-gram balls and knit a pair of wonderful mittens. So super quick, you have time. If you need a quick gift knit, you can try this pattern out. Okay, so this is my first finished object. One done. Okay, and I will go into another gift knit. I made a pair of socks. I made a pair of socks for my coworker, my work bestie. Last year I knit her a schlanket. I don't know, it's something, what was it called? It was called the Ruana. Anyway, it was kind of like a schlanket. She still wears it. She wears it every day, and when we walk to the cafeteria for coffee, she has it on. So, and I'm totally jealous because I am knitting myself one. It is hibernating and I need to pick it up again. Anywho, that my work bestie this year is going to get a pair of socks. This is the first time that I'm gifting her socks. I'm just gonna grab a sock blocker to be able to show you a little bit better. Now, for the sock, I did not follow a pattern. I knit these out of, oh, what is it called? It's Evolution Sock. I love this yarn. I don't have the ball band, but yeah, it's Evolution Sock by Estelle Yarns. This information and the colorway is called Lily. This is all in my project page. So, and also in my project page is the instructions on the texture that I did on the sock. So I did cuff down. So I think I did 10 rounds, but again, this information is in my project page. So I did 10 rounds, let's say, of 1x1 rib. And then I went in and did some texture. Now, oh, my lighting, because it's nighttime, it's really hard to see, but the patterning is, it's a 3-row repeat. I knit 2 rounds, and on the 3rd round, I did knit 2, purl 1, all around. And then I would repeat again the 3 rounds. So I would do another knit 2 rounds and then the knit 2, purl 1 on that round. And then it makes kind of this really squishy pattern. It is a 72 stitch pattern. This is what I cast on. Now, knit 2, purl 1, if you do that on a 64 stitch, that 64 is not divisible by 3, so that's why that stitch count is not going to work. I wanted to calculate it before recording, but anyway, I think is 64 divided by 4, is it divisible by 4? I would think so. I don't know. That's math. It's late, but maybe knit 3, purl 1 might work if 64 is divisible by 4. I have no idea, and that's okay. I'm not embarrassed. I'm kind of am, but it's nighttime and I can't calculate. But yeah, anywho, so that's what I did. And then I knit the leg. Again, how many rounds I did, I'm pretty sure I put that in my project notes. I did a slip stitch heel and gusset. These are instructions that I followed from patterns that I have from Nancy Wheeler, Knits It Happy. She is an amazing, and she's an amazing person, an amazing designer and friend. So I have lots of her patterns, and I follow her heel on that, and I also followed the toe, her rounded toe instructions. So, and then I just carried on the patterning on the top of the foot and then did stockinette on the bottom of the foot. So that is the pair of socks. Again, I love this yarn. This is one of my favorite commercial sock yarns. I haven't tried like a whole bunch, but this one is tried and true. This is like my 5th or 6th time using this yarn, and I absolutely love it. Anywho, so those are going to be gifted for Christmas. And she reads a lot, and she always complains that her house is really cold. And so I thought I could knit her a pair of socks, and I'll just say they're reading socks. So that's my second finished object. These have been on the needles since the summer. So I needed to get these done pronto. I think the only other thing that I have as a finished object is a half finished object. Again, it's another sock. I know, who am I? I'm knitting a lot of socks lately. But this one I couldn't resist. This one is for moi. I love it so much. Okay, so I'm going to show the sock, but this is also an acquisition. I don't have many acquisitions actually for the first time in my life. I don't have a lot, I swear. But I did visit Tracy, Tracy's Rolling Yarn Shop, I think it's called. Anyway, I visited her rolling yarn shop in Moncton a couple of weeks ago, and I had to get something. So I saw this yarn. This is Timber Yarns, hand-dyed, self-striping yarn, and the color is called Vintage Christmas. As soon as I saw this, I absolutely fell in love with it, and so I bought that skein. I didn't go crazy, I just bought that skein, and I think I bought some cotton yarn for dishcloths, I think. So that's what I had purchased, and I couldn't wait to cast on, and so I already have one sock done. These stripes, I love it so much. It was so festive and just totally reminds me of the 80s Christmas, totally vintage Christmas. I am an 80s child, so I absolutely fell in love with it. Yeah, so the skein, like the skein of yarn was divided already in two 50-gram skeins, and you also had a contrast color. So I cast it on. I did 72 stitches again. So 72 stitches, I did 8 rounds of 1x1 rib with the contrast color, and then I went in and it's just stockinette in the round. I did 60 rounds for the leg, and then I did a slip stitch heel, flap and gusset, again from Nancy's pattern, and then I knit the foot again just in stockinette and used Nancy's rounded toe again. It worked out. I love them. I was planning on doing the heel in the contrast color as well, so I would have had contrast, and the toe as well. I got into a situation where I was somewhere and I forgot my contrast color, but I had time to knit, so what did I do? I just went with it and just used the skein as well. So it's not perfect, but it doesn't matter. I still love them, and it's for me, so yay. I got one, and I cast on. I just have the cuff of the second one cast on. So I am hoping to have these on my feet on Christmas Eve, maybe even sooner. This yarn, let's talk about this yarn. I'm just gonna say, this is the first time that I'm using Timber yarns, and wow, a lot of people commented. I had shared on Instagram that I bought this yarn, and a lot of people commented saying you are going to love the Timber yarns, and I do. This is dangerous. The yarn is squishy, the yarn is soft, and the colors are just so, like, the lighting is not doing it justice. It's beautiful, beautiful yarn. Anyway, so yeah, so that's my Christmas sock. That is the end of my finished objects. I will go on to whips. I am looking around to see my notes. Sorry. Is that it? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so my first work in progress is my pressed flower cardigan. Oh, I love this so, so much. I've talked about it a little bit in my previous episode, in my little vlog episode. So I cast this on right after the PEI Fiber Festival, which is where I got the yarn for this and the inspiration. I saw someone, her name is Jennifer, and she's a viewer of the podcast, and she had the most beautiful pressed flower cardigan, and I'm like, that is my next knit. I need to cast one on. So I had shopped for yarn for this pattern there, and this is where I am at now. I've done quite a few more rows. This has been hibernating though, well, hibernating. I've put this aside for a couple of weeks now because I needed to get the gift knits done. So I'm going to be picking it up again soon. I just love it so, so much. It's so beautiful. Look at the yarn. Look at the colors of those flowers. So good. It's so good. Okay, so this is a pattern by Amy Chritoffers, and I will put a picture of her wearing hers. I totally loved the one that is on the pattern, the picture on the pattern page. So I went with a similar color scheme. This is a cardigan that is knit bottom up. So you start with ribbing. You start by casting on a whole bunch of stitches and then you do one by one rib forever and ever. It took me a week to do the ribbing, but that was okay. I would do a couple rows, and when I was too tired, I would stop, and after a week, I was done. And then you get into the fun part of the beautiful flowers. The yarn that I picked up at the Fiber Festival was, this is the main color. It is Barocco Vintage Baby. I know, maybe this is not, I don't know, like I really loved this color and I loved the feel of this yarn. This is very soft. It's for babies, so it's good enough for me too, I guess. Yeah, so it's 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. This is very economical. Again, it's very soft and very nice to work with. Yeah, so I got 7 balls of this. They're 50-gram balls. And this was the first thing that I spotted. I started with the flower colors when I picked out the yarn, and I fell in love with this yarn. This is Legacy Lane Fiber Mill, and they are local to me. They are a New Brunswick hand dyer, and their yarns are gorgeous. Now this is ultra fine merino DK, and the color is called Daydream. It has 225 yards per 100 gram, right? Yeah. So I got 3 of these, which was a little splurge. And then I got these, which were really, really well priced, like crazy well priced. And so, yeah, so this is my cardigan. Now, there's a little story. There's always a little story about the cardigan, about this knit. I cannot tell you what size of needles I'm using because I don't remember. And I can't see with this lighting, and I don't have my glasses. But I did something that I shouldn't have done, or, well, I tried. I really tried. I swatched. But you got to read the pattern before starting any project. Read the pattern, and I'm pointing at myself. I read through, and I'm always impatient, and I skim through it, and I'm like, yeah, yada, yada. I gauge swatched and I got gauge. So I started knitting with whatever size of needles that I'm using. It's in my pattern, but it's in my project page. And I knit, and probably up to here. And then I stopped and I was like, I'm wondering, I knew I wasn't close, but I was just wondering how far from the separation of the sleeves where I was at. So I just looked at the pattern, the picture in the pattern on Ravelry, and I was counting the flowers before her sleeve started, and she had about 6 flowers, I think. And I had about 6 flowers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it was here. And I'm like, well, that's not a lot. I'm like, that's not even close. And I'm like, what? I'm like, there's no way. And I was okay if it was going to be, you know, like longer, but I want to make it longer. I don't want it cropped. I don't want it too long, but anyway, I was like, uh-oh, something's weird. So I measured my gauge. And then I looked at the pattern and really read the little blurb about gauge swatching. And it said to swatch in pattern. Duh, right? Right? That just makes like the most perfect sense. I don't know why I didn't clue in and never even thought of doing that. I just did stockinette stitch, just a plain swatch. Anyway, do I learn from my mistakes? Sometimes. Hopefully I have learned this time. Yeah, so I was off by 4 stitches per 4-inch. That's quite a lot. I started to panic, and I was talking with Megan from the Hey Mom podcast. I will link her down below. She's a sweetheart. I was talking to her because she has knit one too, and she was commenting on a post that I had done on Instagram just before seeing this oopsie. And she was saying, you know, oh, she loved the colors, and I just went into panic mode, and I was like, oh my God, Megan, I'm totally off gauge. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to restart, which I would have. I know it was a lot of knitting already done, but I would have, because this cardigan is absolutely gorgeous and it's actually really fun to knit. So, but I was a little bit, heartbroken. Anyway, so I was talking to her, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna swatch, and no, I'm not gonna swatch. I'm gonna block. I'm gonna block it and see if it changes. By miracle, it would change. And she said that she was actually off gauge as well on a couple of stitches, and she still liked the fit of it. So with that, I blocked it, and I didn't stretch it out crazily, but I did a little bit of stretch in there, but not aggressively. And I just wanted to see how it was gonna lay, because if you stretch it too aggressively, sometimes it might be stretched out, but then over time, like, it might like come back in, and it's, anyways. So when I blocked it, I put it on pony cord, on barber cord, and I blocked it for 20 minutes, and then I laid it out flat. The next day I measured my gauge, and I was only 2 stitches off now. So I know I'm still off. I still think I'm going to have enough yarn. If ever I do run out of this, I know this is going to be available, and I'm pretty sure that I have more than enough. Well, more than enough. I have enough of this because I have still 2 full skeins of this, and I am halfway through the body, I would say, at least, kind of. So yeah, we'll see. It's still a work in progress, but I am less panicked. I actually kind of like tried it on and put it over myself. I am making size 4, and I didn't want it oversized. I don't want it tight, but, and I still think, because how you knit it, it's mosaic knitting. Sorry, I'm all over the place tonight. So it's mosaic knitting, And so again, you do the ribbing, and then you start the flower pattern, and then you are going to pick up stitches and do a button band on each side. So that's going to be adding like an inch, maybe an inch and a half, maybe. So I think I'm going to be okay. I think I'm going to be okay. So I continued on with it. Yeah. So I just wanted to show you again. Look at these colors. Like, just look. This makes me so happy. Like, I love the flowers. The flowers are amazing, and they're exactly how I wanted it. But even just these little pops of color, isn't it cute? Oh, I love it. It's kind of like a rainbow, and it's just going all over the place. And it's just, oh, the colors. Anyways, I love it. So more to come. I will be knitting on this during Christmas break for sure. Pressed flower cardigan saga to be continued. Stay tuned. Okay, so that's a work in progress. What else do I have to look at my notes because it's nighttime and I'm forgetting everything. Whips. Okay, so the Christmas sock I showed you, I'm not going to show you my whip. I basically have just this much of it done. I will show it to you in a bit, actually. So I have that as a work in progress as well. Oh, and the third work in progress I will show you. Of course, I'm in the middle of a row. Oopsie. Sorry. Okay, so this is a very new cast on. I cast this on yesterday. So it doesn't look like much, but it is with black yarn. Yay! I don't even know if you'll be able to see much, but this is a Musselburgh hat. Am I saying that right? I know it's not Musselburgh. It's a Musselburgh hat by Ysolda Teague. This is a really cool hat pattern. If you haven't heard about it, there's a whole bunch of people that have made it. I am very, very late on this, on the Musselburgh party. But yeah, so I will show you a picture of what it looks like. And basically, it's a very cool construction. So you start, maybe I can tell you what yarn I'm using. Okay, so I've started, this is what it looks like. It's black yarn. It's very hard on the eyes. So I only knit on it during the day. So far, where's the yarn? I am using, oh, I don't even have the ball band. Poop. Oops, shouldn't have said that. Sorry. So I'm using this yarn. This is Patton's Croy sock. I know. Patton's Croy sock. It's actually pretty soft. For it, Croy, I've had other Croy yarn, and it was a lot rougher than this. This is pretty soft. It's not bad. It is 75% wool, and I don't know, like 25% nylon, I think. Yeah, I don't have it here. That's what the yarn is. Okay, so that's the yarn. I bought 3 50-gram skeins to do this hat pattern. I am doing the adult large, and it is a gift. It is for my husband. Now, please don't judge me. I know what you're thinking, that I buy myself luxury yarn and I am knitting a hat for my husband in sock yarn, commercial sock yarn. Hey, so I have never knitted him a hat. The only thing I've ever knitted for him is a sock, not a sock. I knit him a pair of socks, and he wears it maybe 3 times a year. And yeah, so he is probably knit worthy, but I want to make sure if I do knit him something, he's going to wear it. So I thought of this hat. Now, I had some yarn that I had in stash that I thought would work, and it's from Belfast Mini Mills in PEI, and I bought some last year, and I thought it would work, and I have enough for a sweater. So I want to keep that intact. So I thought I had more than enough for a sweater and a hat, and I don't. So I wanted to make him a black hat because he's not a colorful person. I looked around. I was going to buy some Michaels. I purchased this at Michaels. I was going to buy some lupin thread yarn, but then I saw this one and I actually like the color. It's a little bit heathered. It's kind of like a charcoal black gray. So anyway, I'm gonna knit this for him. If he wears this, and it's still soft enough to wear on your head, it's not the softest, but if he does wear it, I will make him another one. Because I am already loving this pattern and I'm just on the top of the hat. The construction of the hat is basically you're going to knit a tube. So you start from the very top, you cast on a few stitches, then you increase. So these are, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. These are the crown increases. So start from right in the middle and then you increase, increase, increase. And then you're just going to knit around, continue on. And then you are going to decrease again and close it up, and it's going to end like this as well. So you're knitting a whole big tube, and once you're done, you're going a whole big tube. You don't even see my hand. A whole tube, and then you're going to stuff that end inside the hat, and then you'll have a double layered hat, and you can actually flip up the brim to have 4 layers over your ears if you want. You can either wear it slouchy with just like the double or have it with 4 layers. I talk with my hands a lot. Oh, this is such a fun episode, guys. This is nighttime talk with Sophie, who is getting really red. Look, I'm getting really red. I'm not that hot, but anywho. So this is a story about my Musselburgh hat. Again, if he wears it a lot, and he's only going to wear this to go outside to snow blow the driveway. I know it. He knows it. He doesn't know about this, but I know that's what he's going to wear it for. He never wears hats. So if he would be wearing this hat like 24/7, some just wear hats all the time, I would definitely splurge and get him some softer yarn. But if he likes it, I'll just knit him another one. And that's the story about this hat. Stay tuned on this one. I am hoping to be done by Christmas. So I need to get a move on. Those are all my whips. I have one more whip, but I can't share that one. I probably shouldn't even said that because I can't even share it. It's a gift for someone and I'm not going to share it here. But I will, once it has been gifted, I'll take pictures and stuff and then I'll be able to share on the next episode. So that is it for the knitting content. Yes, those are all my projects. Now, dream knitting. Okay, dream knitting is everything. Oh my God. I just want to cast on all the things. There's so many things I want to cast on. I have yarn. I've been shopping for yarn like all year and I need to start using all of the yarns. And I have like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 sweater quantities that I have more than that, but I have like 3 or 4 that I already know what to do with and I want to cast them on. But Christmas, right? Christmas knitting. But I am not panicking. I am doing what I can, and what I haven't finished will not, you know, it's fine. I'm not stressing over it, but I do want to focus on it to try at least to get that on the deadline of Christmas. Next cast on, which is going to be this week because I want another Wilfreda sweater. And I'm going to make this with, yes, this is yarn that I've purchased last summer. I love it so much. This is Ancient Arts yarn. I purchased this at my old yarn shop, my old yarn shop, oh my goodness, at my local yarn shop, but it is now closed. It was called La Violette and Yarn Gift and Co, and I miss that place dearly, but I am still friends with the owner, Manon. You all know this if you've been watching before. Anyway, I bought that there last year, and it's this beautiful color. It is 75% extra fine merino, 25% silk, and it's superwash merino and cultivated silk. It is a fingering weight yarn, and it is 437 yards per 100 gram. I have 2 of these, and I will be pairing it with this mohair, which I don't even have the ball band. This is Drops mohair, kid silk mohair, and this is what I'm going to be holding it with to create this sweater again, and I am hoping it's going to be my Christmas sweater. So I'm gonna get a move on it. Actually, Manon, my friend, she actually made one in 2 weeks. So she was probably solely concentrating on that knit, but she was able to make one in 2 weeks. So I'm going to start now and give myself a little bit more time than that, but hopefully, if it doesn't work out, it's fine. It could be a New Year's sweater, or it'll be a next year's sweater. It's fine. But I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes. So I'm excited. That's dream knitting. Okay, next up, I'm going to talk about giveaways. I had a giveaway on my last full episode, which was episode 34. I had a few prizes to give out, and all you had to do was comment on the video and you would be entered to win a prize. So the first prize, I haven't picked winners yet. I am going to use a random comment picker, and when I'm editing, I will do that, and I'm going to show the name of the winner here, okay? And this is where I'm going to show it, and all you have to do for all of the winners, you just need to email me at my address right here, and it'll be linked down below as well, and just send me your full name and your mailing address, and I will have these prizes off to you guys as soon as I can. Okay, so the first prize was 2 skeins of double Sunday yarn. I'll just show this one. I have 2 skeins. So the yarn was donated by La Violette Knits, and I have these beautiful stitch markers. Just trying to show you guys. Yeah, these beautiful stitch markers. These were donated by Sassy Strings Yarns. I will link her down below as well. Okay, so the first winner is right here. Congratulations. Yay. This is going to be perfect if ever you want to make the Lift Me Up mittens. This would be a good yarn for that project. Okay, that's the first prize. Congratulations. The second prize, this was another prize that was donated. It was very generously donated by Yellow Petal Handmade. Oh. And Mabel and Rose. I have 2 gifts on this one. This is beautiful. Look at this beautiful sock bag or project bag. There's like gold thread in there. It is this pattern. Penelope, she is the maker. She is Yellow Petal Handmade. She makes gorgeous gifts. She makes gorgeous gifts. She makes gorgeous bags that make gorgeous gifts. Sorry, it's nighttime. I am having a hard time with my words. So this is a lovely, lovely sock project bag. It is drawstring. It is gorgeous. I got this in the mail like a month ago and I was just drooling all over it. Not literally. I didn't drool on this. But it's beautiful. It is lined and it has pockets and it has like little slots to put in your needles. Absolutely gorgeous. If you're looking for a great bag, seriously, Penelope, Yellow Petal Handmade. I will talk about her a little bit more in a bit. And so this bag comes also with this lovely chain by Mabel and Rose, and she calls this Single Scissors Keeper. So you can put this on here on the bag. You can attach it on the bag here, and then you can drop this in here and you can attach your scissors if you want, or a whole bunch of stitch markers if you want. It comes with a little clasp. Also, the other cool thing is that you see these beads? These beads can be used to measure. These beads are all 1 inch apart. So it is a stitch marker or scissors holder and kind of like a measurer. It's true, it's true. She puts it in here. It's in here. That's what it says. Quick measure. And I talked to her. I actually met her at Yarn, oh, what is it? Woolstock East. I met Penelope and the maker. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I forget her name, but she was a lovely, lovely maker, and she explained how these beads are spaced out to be 1 inch apart. Genius. So this absolutely gorgeous prize goes to, congratulations. Just send me your email, no, not your email, send me your mailing address and your name, and I will pop this in the mail when I can. And I say that when I can is because Canada Postal Service is on strike. It's been 2 weeks. I hope it ends because we haven't had mail in a couple of weeks, and I'm sure it's wreaking havoc on all of the makers and like the local shops that are trying to ship out gifts and stuff. Anyway, so I'm hoping I'm going to be able to mail these out ASAP as soon as it opens. The last prize is a pattern prize that was generously donated by Sand and Sky Creations, Simone. She is a lovely, lovely maker and pattern designer. And she donated a pattern of your choosing. So here's the winner, and you can contact me and I will give your information to Simone, and you can pick whatever pattern you want from her library. And yeah, so I'll get you in contacts with her. Congratulations. I actually have a fingerless gloves. I don't remember the name of the pattern, but though I have, I purchased a pattern from her and I'm going to cast those on. I wanted to cast on before Christmas, but I don't think it's gonna work out that way. I just have a little bit too much going on. But so those are the prizes. And I also have another pattern prize gift away for the next episode. So I will have 2 patterns to win. They are both for the Njord sock pattern by Nancy Wheeler. She just recently published this pattern again. She had this pattern as a DK weight pattern, sock pattern, and she just came out with the fingering weight version. And if you buy that pattern now, you get both versions, the fingering weight and the DK weight version in the same pattern. In the first week, she had all of the proceeds that she was getting from that pattern sale was going to a charity for veterans. and if I remember correctly. And so I purchased one to be able to gift out because I already had the pattern. I had tested her DK pattern and she sent me the update, but I wanted to donate. So I bought a pattern to gift away on the podcast, and then a lovely viewer, Sassy Karen, hi Karen, she actually bought a pattern too because she wanted to donate, but she already had the pattern as well, the DK weight pattern. So she gifted me the pattern so that I can gift on here too. So thank you so much. So I have 2 of those patterns to gift out. If you would like to get this pattern, the only thing that you have to do is you have to put in a comment, and in your comment have the word sock in it, because I know a lot of you comment, and thank you so much for the lovely comments. I swear, like, it's like a ray of sunshine when I read them. I absolutely love all the comments. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that. But so I know a lot of people already might have this pattern already. So if you do not and want to get a chance to win one, you just have to comment and have the word socks in your comment. So that's the gift away for that. I am going to go on to, what am I going to go on to? Oh, acquisitions. I already talked about my acquisition for that timber yarn, but I actually got something in the mail. You guys, I was speechless. I was so floored, and I'm looking all over the place for it. I have it here. Okay, sorry, it's behind me. Okay, so Penelope from Yellow Petal Handmade that I just talked about, she sent me a wonderful gift through the mail. I got this like 2 or 3 weeks ago, just before the strike on the postal service, and I haven't used it yet because I wanted it to be pristine to show you guys, and I'm finally I'll be able to use it now. I'm excited. So she sent me one of her bags from her holiday collection. I was so thankful and grateful. She is such a lovely maker. Yeah, so she gifted me this bag. I have no words, seriously. I thanked her and thanked her and thanked her again, but I couldn't wait to show you guys. It's all like coffee mugs and like special cocoa mugs, and oh, I love it. And it has all these little sections so you can put your needles in and all of your notions, and I absolutely adore it. I adore it. Anyway, so she sent me this bag, and I know, and some hot chocolate. Got some hot chocolate. I can't wait to get into this one. And she also makes some, and I have a lot of these and I use them all the time. These are bookmarks. These are so clever and really cool. So yeah, they're little bookmarks, and you just put it on the corner of your page. So I have a lot of these in pattern books that I have, and I mark down the pattern. I also use them in my cookbooks for quick reference. I just put it on the page, and yeah, so it came with one of these. And the last thing, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is, I think she calls it a needle cozy, and she says it's for DPNs, which it is for DPNs, but I am using this in a different way. So that's why I wanted to show it. Look at this pattern. Oh, I love it so much. I'm not sponsored, but she did gift me. So I am going to tell you that if you're looking for a really well-made bag, I know I already said this, but please check her out. She doesn't have much of her Christmas collection left. They're pretty much sold out. A lot of them are. She might have a few left. You can go and check. But I did check for these and she had a few left over. Not sure in this specific pattern, but she did have some holiday ones, and she has some regular fabric ones as well. Yeah, so let me show you how to use this because I think it's brilliant. So again, it's she says it's for DPNs. If you're a sock knitter and you use DPNs, I already have one of these from her that I purchased like 2 years ago, and I love it and I use it all the time. And this is how I use it. This was my sock whip. This is my second sock whip for the Timber Yarns, the holiday sock, and I am knitting it now. Before I said I was team DPN. I have migrated to Magic Loop. I know. I still love my DPNs, but I do usually do Magic Loop now. And for my socks, I've tried the 9-inch circulars and they're too tiny for my hands. Anyway, but so how I use this now, this has little snaps. Here it has 3 snaps. So what I do, I don't know if I can show you, even look at the inside. So love it. So what I do, I'm going to stuff this in right here, and I'm going to, I don't know if you see it, so I'm putting my cord on one side and I'm going to snap this. So now this is secure, it's not going anywhere. And then I'm just going to snap these two and put the cord over here and snap these two. And now this isn't going anywhere. So if I would have more of the sock, you would see kind of like the sock like going down, but I don't, so now you can't really see it. Boop. Yeah, anyway, this is what I use it for. I think it's really convenient. It keeps your sock where your stitches are, like out of the way in your bag. I love these. These are, I'm not going to say the price. I'm not going to say the price because maybe I'm wrong, but these are very cute and a really great gift too. So I highly recommend these. They're well priced. Yeah, so super cute. Go check her out, please. Penelope, again, I can't thank you enough. I'm seriously honored. Thank you. And now I can finally use this. Yay. So now I'm going to put my sock project in my sock bag, right in there. Okay. If you're still here, thank you for sticking with me. For life stuff, there's not much. We really don't live a very exciting life. Right now we're in our taxi years, which means both our kids are in sports. We're not really like a sporty, I was not in sports when I was a kid. I played piano and that's about it. And I was in the Girl Guides, that's it. I wasn't a sports kid. My husband was in hockey. He's a little bit more sportive. But yeah, so both of our kids, my daughter's in volleyball and my son is in hockey, and that is keeping us really busy and on the roads every day. Which is pretty crazy, but we don't force them. They want to do it, so it gets them off the electronics, right? So we're totally for it. Yeah, so we get to see a lot of games, which is really fun. We've had tournaments for both hockey and volleyball. So last weekend was a tournament here. Next weekend, I'm actually going up with my daughter up to Petit Rocher in New Brunswick, and she has a tournament there for volleyball. And then my son, the week after that, on December, the first weekend of December, we are going to PI, I think. I hope I can go. I'm saying that, I think we're all going as a family. Because I say that because we're always splitting up. Like, so this weekend I have to go to Petit Rocher, and then my husband stays back with my son here because he has hockey here. And we've been doing that. I've been in Fredericton, I've been in St. John, my husband's been in Edmonton, all for volleyball, and we all had to like divide each other because each kid needed a parent. So yeah, so I think we're all going to PI the weekend after, and the tournament is actually close. We'll be staying close to Fleece and Harmony, which is a yarn store on Prince Edward Island, and I cannot wait. I hope, well, I have to. I just have to. I'm gonna be going. I'm gonna be going for sure. Yeah, and I hope I get to see Simone, who works there, from Sand and Sky Creations that I mentioned earlier. Yeah, so hopefully I can go there and visit and watch a whole bunch of hockey. And also, I would like to wish my American friends a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy and be full of food and relax and be merry and, you know, just enjoy your time. And I actually wish that for all of the viewers. I hope you are well, and I wish you lots of crafting time, of you time, of some nitty time. And yeah, I cannot wait to see you in the next one. If you are watching Vlogmas, let me know who you're watching for Vlogmas. I'm actually really excited for it to start. I can tell you I am going to watch Knits Up Happy. Nancy from Knits Up Happy. I'm going to watch her because she's going to be doing Vlogmas. I am hoping that Amanda from Sweet Skein of Mine does it too. I watched Sandy by the Lakeside as well, and the Crazy Sock Lady. Sometimes I have a hard time to keep up daily, but yeah, they're always fun to watch. I would love to do Vlogmas. I can't do it daily, there's no way. But if I always toy with the idea of having maybe like a little weekly vlog in the month of December. I have no idea if that's going to happen. If I can, I absolutely will try. And anyway, so we'll see. Let me know in the comments who you watch. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your next couple of weeks, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.